All right, thank you for coming in. Next! Thanks, Doc. Thanks for being able to see me on such short notice. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, of course. Hey, no trouble. What brings you in today? Yeah, man, it all started a few years ago when I went to go visit my fiance in England, and I had seen this odd copy of Uncharted Trilogy collection that I had never seen for the PlayStation 4. It had different artwork, and when I picked it up, it kind of all started from there. You know, it was just one copy of Uncharted that kind of spiraled this whole thing. You know, it's gotten pretty bad, man. Okay, so you're addicted to collecting copies of Uncharted, I see. And you said this started a couple years ago when you went to England. Well, you know what? They do have different artwork over there for video games, so it does make sense that it would start there. And you know what? The Uncharted Trilogy collection is fantastic, so honestly, I can't even blame you for that. But you know what, man? I think I can help you out here. You know, this is exactly what I specialize in, and I really think I can be a good use to you. Yo, where are you going, bro? We're in the middle of a session. So, you really think you can help me, huh, man? Oh my god. Yeah, man, I got a serious problem here. Yo, Betty! Cancel my next appointment. We're gonna be here a while. I wish that skit was a joke, but I'm dead serious. This copy right here that I bought in England is the sole reason. It is the thing that inspired me to just start collecting as many different artwork variant copies of Uncharted as I could. And when I tell you I found some really weird ones, I'm serious, and I'm kind of here today to talk about that. What's up, you goobers, and welcome to the Asteroid Ranch channel, where I talk about shit that I'm passionate about. This week, we're gonna be talking about my addiction to collecting random variants of Uncharted 1 through 3. Let's get into it. Let's start with the basics. So there is an Uncharted 1 through 3 Nathan Drake collection, as you all know. Now, for some reason, I actually don't have the North American variant of this, but you know, I can always collect it at any time for not that big of a price. However, something that's actually really cool is that I actually have the Uncharted 1 and 2 individual remastered games, because they were sold separately, but I don't have the Uncharted 3 one. So next time I hop around England, I'm definitely gonna wanna pick this up, or I might just import it from eBay. We'll see how it goes. Right, so I have 3 copies of Uncharted 3 that I really want to show off, and this is the first one, because this one, while on the outside just looks like a European copy of Uncharted 3, this one actually comes with a movie included. This one comes with a physical version of the Faster movie by the man himself, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I do not know why Naughty Dog wanted to sell copies of Uncharted 3 in Europe with this seemingly random movie that has nothing to do with this game as far as I know. But hey, maybe one of you out there know. I have no idea. But the fact that an actual video game like this came with a physical copy of just this Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson movie was so odd to me. I had to pick it up. It's hilarious. So this second European copy that I have here, again, it's a Game of the Year edition, which were pretty standard back in the PS3, PS4 days, so I wasn't really too surprised by this. And honestly, there doesn't seem anything too interesting about it, although the artwork is better in my opinion. However, one thing that really piqued my interest when I saw this, and if I can't get a good view here, I'll put up a picture right now. There is a Terminator Salvation movie download included, which expires on October 31st, 2013. So I'm a bit late to the party in terms of wanting to see Terminator Salvation. Not that that movie's any good from what I've heard, but yeah, again, these movie download things in Europe, yo, what is up with y'all? Naughty Dog, why does anyone want to see Terminator Salvation? And why does anyone think that would be any of value added to the Game of the Year edition of Uncharted 3? I don't really get it. I don't really understand, but honestly, I thought it was pretty funny, so I thought I'd pick this up because I needed to pick up a copy of Game of the Year Uncharted 3 for the European version of this game. But having this little Termination Salvation sticker, yeah, it was the kind of cherry on top. Now this is pretty sick here. This is a steelbook copy of Uncharted 3 Drake's Deception. This is an American copy, and I got the artwork in here. Not that much that is quite unique about it, just that it's in a steelbook and really freaking nice. Yeah, I'm just kidding. There's one more thing I wanted to show you. If you haven't been able to see it so far, I have the Uncharted 3 Drake's Collection Collector's Edition. Now you may be wondering, how much did you pay for this? Honestly, I think I paid like 70 bucks for this. Not a bad price. The outside of the box is pretty freaking ripped up and ugly, but other than that, the contents inside are pretty nice. They're all kept really, really good condition. So I was extremely excited to pick this up. And yeah, honestly, this is one of the proudest things I have in my overall gaming collection. I think it was totally worth it. I'm a huge fan of Uncharted 3, in my opinion. It's the best out of the trilogy. Hot take, I don't give a fuck. But yeah, I'm really proud to have this as part of my collection, and I'm happy that I paid 70 bucks for it because, like I said, the contents inside are really well kept, and it is just really, really cool to show this off to any person who is willing to listen to a random nerd who lives in his parents' basement. But that's neither here nor there. Okay, now let's move on to something a little more interesting. So I saw this on sale in eBay back when I was like really hunting for any other version of Uncharted that I could find. And so I found that in Japan, they actually sold a twin pack of Uncharted 1 and Uncharted 2. So there's there's something here, I don't really know how to explain it. It's all in Japanese, of course. And then I have this copy of Uncharted 2 in Japanese, which honestly, this artwork is so fucking cool. It is so much cooler than the one we have here in the States. I'm pretty jealous that this is what Japan got, and I'm really happy to have this. And then for Uncharted 1, I got this it's one of those like really weird re-releases where often, at least in the States, they would have, you know, a different color, like just like this one, and it would be cheaper when they re-released it. And I guess in Japan they called it the best, which, you know what, I don't think Uncharted 1 is the best, but I guess that's Japan's opinion. That's cool. But yeah, this Uncharted twin pack is really freaking cool, and whenever anyone asks about it, which is exactly nobody, I love to yap to them about it, which again is nobody. So let's take a look at the inside of the Uncharted 2 box. Like I said, this artwork is really cool. On this side, you can see it's just, you know, saying Uncharted 2, you know, whatever. In the back, it's kind of typical of what you'd expect, right? You have like a description of the game, it's Blu-ray disc, got a couple of promotional photos, some information probably about the console, the resolutions it can play in, audio, stuff like that. But the inside is also really cool because they've also got this really freaking awesome Blu-ray disc of the artifact in Uncharted 2, whose name I can't remember right now, my bad, Uncharted stance. And we got this really awkwardly thick Uncharted software manual, and it's kind of got like an oceany vibe to it. Yeah, really freaking neat. Now again, Uncharted 1, to be honest, this artwork is pretty freaking ugly, not gonna lie. It's just like it's like an image of the States artwork, but in Japanese and just small, and there's this just wide area. I'm not a fan of this artwork at all, to be honest. The back is a bit cooler. The text and everything on it kind of matches the Uncharted aesthetic. The promotional photos are really cool. There's even this like selfie or photo of Nathan and Sully right here. Again, I'll put up a photo if the camera can't picture this well. Pretty freaking neat. You can see here it also says for Japan only proof. Sorry, Japan. Inside we have a Uncharted software manual, again, pretty thick. And then on the inside here, it is a promotional photo of Nathan taking cover when in a combat fight for the Blu-ray disc. Again, Japan just gets really freaking cool artwork. Honestly, it's pretty unfair how the States is sacked out sometimes. But Japan wasn't the only one who got a dual pack. You see, we in the States, we also got a dual pack here. Now, Uncharted 2 actually comes with the Game of the Year edition, and it even has a voucher for bonus content and Uncharted 3 Drake's Deception DLC. Now, this sort of little promotional boxes and stickers that you've seen throughout this video, they were pretty common from what I've seen in the PS3, PS4 era. However, as we've transitioned to the PS5 era, honestly, that hasn't been something that I've seen much in the games that I've collected, but that's okay because the artwork in all of these games is pretty beautiful, so I'm okay with taking these promotional boxes that kind of distract from the artwork. Now, the back of these boxes aren't anything too special, just a section for Uncharted and Uncharted 2 with, again, another promotional box right in the middle there with your usual descriptions of the game, the audio, the resolution, and of course a bunch of logos that nobody cares about. Now, as you can see here, it actually comes with a greatest hits version, which, you know what, I'm actually a really big fan of this red color, but this faintish red color that we see, yeah, not really a big fan of that either. However, it does add a little bit of spice to the boxes, even if it does mean that now my PS3 covers are completely out of sync, and because all of these colors, you know, some of them are platinum because of the European versions, or, you know, they're red because of the States versions. However, I'm not too concerned about that because, like I said, the red or in the box kind of gives it a little bit of flair that I like. That is kind of where this ends though. The inside of this boxes aren't anything too special, and neither are the back of the boxes. Ultimately, these were re-releases that Sony wanted to do so that they could get more sales out of this game and sell them at a cheaper price that they did both individually at launch. And honestly, I think it's a pretty great deal. You can definitely find this on the market somewhere. I'm not sure if you'd want to buy the dual pack, but having these for my collection is pretty neat, and I'm actually really happy to have these. So for Uncharted 2, this limited edition collector's box steelbook thing, this one is pretty weird. This one, again, I also got in England, and it's pretty strange because this is just a sleeve. All of the back artwork and promotional photos is also in the sleeve. This thing is kind of dirty from the owner I bought it from. It's kind of disgusting, but it's also just a really weird choice to have this sleeve in general, and I'm not really sure what the thought process was behind having this. Now, the actual steelbook itself is pretty cool. It's kind of hard to see and pretty faint. However, it does have the original PlayStation 3 case with the original PlayStation 3 logo, which means on the side it had this really ugly PS3 red sticker on the side here. And the inside, well, the inside is exactly what you'd expect. Not too much interesting here. Having a steelbook is pretty nice, but again, that sleeve that we saw a little bit ago is a pretty odd decision on how you'd want to package this. But my friends, the oddities don't end here. You see, I also bought a Uncharted 2 Game of the Year edition copy from Korea. Now, you may ask, how the fuck did I get this? It's pretty simple. eBay. Shout out to eBay. Shout out to the seller for selling me this. Appreciate you. Now, this is, again, one of those, like, greatest hits re-releases, but for different markets. So it's got that same pretty ugly yellow paint across the PS3 logo and the PlayStation Network logo. It's got, again, these extraordinarily massive white boxes with the artwork just kind of made to fit in there. At the bottom, you can see here it says Big Hit Series. You know what isn't a big hit? This fucking artwork. Seriously, Asia. I don't know if y'all still do this, but whoever made this design, y'all need to get thrown in jail, because this is seriously some of the ugliest way to promote a re-release of a game that I've ever seen. However, having a South Korean copy, admittedly, is still super fucking cool, and I'm so happy to have this in my collection. When the one person who I brought down here, my brother, asked me about this, I just couldn't help ranting about it to him for like 20 minutes straight. Even though there's nothing particularly interesting, it's just cool having something from a completely different region, a completely different part of the world in your state's household, and just having something that you can just show off to people is so fucking cool. Again, even if no one comes down here. And the back of the case is nothing particularly special. Again, just more promotional photos like we've been seeing throughout this entire video. It does still have that continuing yellow streak of paint that I absolutely hate. And the inside of the case has similar artwork to the Japanese version. And here we have a little pamphlet about Game of the Year edition Uncharted 2 with some Korean text that I do not understand because I do not speak Korean. Shocker, I know. And then we have a manual here, software manual, I assume, for the Game of the Year edition of Uncharted 2. Again, not the most interesting in terms of the case itself or the inside of the box, but having a Korean edition of Uncharted 2 is something that I'm always going to be really happy to share to any random idiot that wants to listen to me. Right, so you're probably thinking at this point, okay, well, yeah, you certainly have an impressive collection, but like, how really committed are you to having all these different variants? I have these unopened cardboard sleeve versions of Uncharted 1 and Uncharted 2 Greatest Hits. I really wish I was joking when I said that I paid money for this, but I'm not. I actually worked really hard for money, and I decided to use those dollars of mine towards getting cardboard sleeve unopened versions of Uncharted 1 and Uncharted 2. And there is literally nothing special about these except for the fact that they are cardboard sleeve versions of Uncharted 1 and Uncharted 2 and that they are unopened. So yeah, if that doesn't tell you something about how committed I was to getting all these different variants, this should give you some insight into how committed I am. As for the rest of my collection, it's pretty much just more greatest hits or American versions of Uncharted 1, 2, and 3, or again, it's platinum versions, which is the European equivalent of re-releases, or the British version of re-releases, which are called Essentials. So many confusing names. I don't know why Sony had to have these different names for different markets, but whatever, it's Sony, I guess. So the only thing left that's interesting to talk about is this Uncharted Steelbook for the movie Uncharted. Now, I actually didn't plan on getting this, but thanks to my fiance, shout out to my fiance by the way, she actually got me this as a surprise for one of our anniversaries, and honestly, this is pretty freaking cool. I'm a huge fan of the Nathan Drake falling off of the plane as a callback to Uncharted 3 artwork in the front, with the world and the locations that they visit here as well. Now, the back is nothing too interesting, and honestly, the inside is not that interesting either, except for this. So there's 2 discs for, you know, bonus content, whatever. This is really freaking cool. This is a Sig Parvis Magna ring with, you know, a little bit of rope, whatever you want to call this, I can't think of this, attached to it. This is a cool ass necklace to have, and I haven't opened it and I never will. And any of you who says I should open it, wear it around myself, honestly, you can go to hell, because I will never ever open this. This is so cool to have, and I actually think I have something similar here in the Uncharted 3 Collector's Edition box as well. However, having this for the movie version is also pretty freaking cool, because I imagine it's a little bit higher quality, maybe, but still, having this in the movie as part of my overall Uncharted collection just really tops it off all really freaking well. So that's my collection of Uncharted 1, 2, and 3. I collected all these copies throughout many years, and even though it's been a while since I've collected any more of them, it's still been pretty fun to always look at them and to just appreciate that they're all in my room here and they're being well taken care of. You know, I'm not saying that these other owners weren't taking care of them well, but the fact that these passed through so many hands, that there are a few copies that literally come from the other side of the world and they're all in my room, it's pretty special knowing that. And I think it kind of brings to light the amazing feeling of just having physical games in your room, and it's made me appreciate a lot more what it means to actually own a game, have it in your hands, have the box, have the manual, have the Blu-ray disc. Honestly, this is what inspired me to continue to buy the rest of my games that I have here all physically, instead of just buying them digitally and buying, you know, some extra storage and putting it into my PlayStation 5 or putting it into my Nintendo Switch. You know, there is just something really, really special about having all these collector's items in my room and being able to touch them, appreciate them, and just look at them whenever I feel like it. These games are all incredible. Uncharted 1, 2, and 3 are all amazing games, and the fact that Naughty Dog was able to put such quality games out in such a short time span is nothing short of just awe-inspiring and motivational. And so for me, I do feel like I kind of have a duty to really take well and good care of these games and collect more, honestly, add to my collection. I hope that one day I have so many Uncharted 1, 2, and 3 games that they reach all the way to my ceiling. But until that happens, I will see you all later. So y'all have a good one, and bye.